going to say. So ladies and gents, please welcome on stage, Penelope Pritchett!
Allow me to introduce myself, because you probably haven't met me before. Penelope Pritchett, domestic goddess, perfect housewife, and agony aunt. Yes. Thank you so much. I haven't even made a joke yet. Thank you so much. Yes, I do have people writing to me asking me for advice, and I do my best to help them. I'm going to read a few letters out tonight, but I always like to help people wherever I go. So if any of you have any problems weighing heavily on your chest tonight that you would like some advice on, just, do bear it in mind, and perhaps in a few moments I might be able to help a few of you. But first of all, I'm going to, this is a letter I received this week from Claire in Cotton Mill. She's made a very... That's not funny, is it? She's made a very nice love match with somebody online, but sadly this gentleman fellow started sending her photos of his nether regions. I think they call them dick pics. I don't approve in the slightest. No, there's no romance anymore, is there anymore? When I wooed my husband back in the 1950s, I baked him a lovely cake. In the shape of my genitals, but nonetheless a lovely cake. A few people asking me this week if I have any tips on how to combat the effects of ageing. Classic signs are, of course, middle-age spread, the beer belly, the hairy back. Thankfully, that's a quality that my husband likes in a lady, so I'm okay on that front. Let's pause for a moment, just wondering if anyone has any questions they might like to ask, particularly related to ageing. Don't be shy. Yes, you, sir, Mr. Walter. Yes, what's your question?
Well, I have a friend.
A friend, yes.
And she was wondering what could she do about a weak pelvic floor?
A weak pelvic floor. Mr. Walter's friend has a weak pelvic floor. Well, for your friend, I don't have any miracle cures, I'm afraid, Mr. Walter. Of course, there are the exercises. But I did come across an upside the other day. You see, this lawyer chap called me out of the blue, asked me if I'd recently had an accident that wasn't my fault. I told him I couldn't help it, I just sneezed. Quite flummoxed him, actually. The problem is that, you see, I then laughed so much at my own joke that a little bit of wee came out. Is that what happens to you, Mr. Wall? I mean, your friend, your friend, yes. Yes, anyway, just, yes, there we are. Now then, listen, a lot of people ask me for cookery advice. Susie in Marshallswick has been in touch. She's having a cocktail party, asking me if I have any good cocktail recipes. Now look, I don't like these modern cocktails. They're terribly rude, aren't they? A lady of my standing can't go to the bar and ask for a screaming orgasm. It's just not appropriate, is it? So I've invented a whole set of new cocktails for a more middle-aged crowd. Yes, oh dear, my broom is getting overexcited. The first is brandy, vodka and Ovaltine, and that's called In Bed by 10. Yes. The second, grenadine, orange juice and Cinzano, and that's called Can't Bend Over Without Breaking Wind. And lastly, tomato juice, vodka and sherry, and that's called Has Anyone Seen My Libido? Yes, I did lose it back in the 1950s. I'm sure it will turn up in my handbag eventually. I'm glad that got a laugh. Normally it doesn't. It is my favourite joke. So thank you, madam. Oh, yes, and a clap. Yes, it will stay in a sec. Woohoo! Now look, my lovely, I do sometimes do some work on the radio. People ring in and we do phone in, so I do have the odd jingle to play you. My beautiful assistant here is going to play me the second track there. Thank you so much. Whenever you're ready, beautiful assistant. There we are, there we go. If there's a problem you would like to share, you'll find my advice firm but fair. With brutal efficiency, I'll get the job done. You'll get the job done. If your mind is plagued with confusion, allow me to find a solution. I'm a cross between Mary Poppins and still the Hun. Yes, whether you like it or not, I'm here to stay. Like chlamydia. Oh, I do apologise, that wasn't really necessary, was it? Ladies, calm down. Now look, let's have another question, shall we? Talking of chlamydia, does anyone have any questions related to health at all that they might like to raise? Oh yes, this lovely lady here. Yes, madam.
I'm also asking for a friend.
Oh yes, a friend.
If one was middle-aged.
Yes.
And one's bosom needed a lift.
Bosoms needing a lift, yes. Well, yes, it is a problem, isn't it? Particularly after breastfeeding and having children, they do tend to head south, don't they? I think bosoms are a little bit like children, actually. They start off all cute and bouncy and perky, and then they frankly get a mind of their own, don't they? And lastly, wander off in different directions altogether. Madam, if you're going bra shopping, what I would do is skip M&S, just go straight to B&Q, darling. Get something really sturdy, you know, a couple of boulder holders, I think they're called, yes. I'm actually wearing my Jesus bra tonight, madam. I call it my Jesus bra because it gathers up the fallen and points them towards the heavens. Yes, so see if you can find a Jesus bra, go in perhaps at B&Q. Lovely. Now, we are all parents here, aren't we? Just wondering if you've got any questions tonight, particularly related to children or parenting. Yes, sir, you.
Well, my daughter is interested in getting a Barbie doll, but being an ardent and lifelong feminist, I'm not sure whether I should oblige.
Yes, MJ Arlidge here, fervent feminist, unsure about whether to buy his daughter a Barbie. I feel your dilemma, I've been there before. What I think, I don't like Barbies, I think we should scrap them all and invent a whole new series of Barbies, a more middle-aged sort of Barbie to show Barbie what her future holds. So we could have a bingo wing Barbie, couldn't we? A muffin top Barbie. Yes, we could have a weak pelvic floor Barbie, couldn't we, Mr. Walter? Yes, she could have a set of tenor lady pants for her accessories, couldn't she? Yes. What could Ken's accessory be? I know, a penis beaker. Yes, you need to have seen a previous show of mine to get that joke. Anyway, look. Oh, do you know what? While we're at it, why don't we have an equal pay Barbie, ladies? Yes, I think that would be good, wouldn't it? Now look, don't be afraid if you have got a question of a sexual nature to bring it up now. Let me just tell you that what happens at very hard to say this actually, after you've drunk a bit of Prosecco. What happens at a St. Peter's Comedy Night stays at a St. Peter's Comedy Night. Nothing will leave these four walls. So if anyone has any slight awkward questions they might like to ask her, now is the time. Oh yes, this lovely lady here.
How do you feel about ladies, the pressure that certain women might feel under to shave their garden?
Their lady garden. About shaving their privates. Yes, there is a lot of pressure, I think, on ladies these days to shave their privates. Young children, absolutely not. You know, teenagers, au natural is best. But I think when you get to a certain age, like myself, and if you don't mind me saying, quite a few ladies in this room here, including you, I think it's best to... Sorry, what is your name, lovely lady? Liz. Liz, yes. If you don't mind, I'm going to answer this question with a gardening metaphor, because it is a slightly awkward, question, isn't it? So, Liz, if you're in your garden and your husband or partner suddenly pops out from behind the hydrangea and presents you with his red-hot poker, I think you have a choice, don't you? You can either grab the offending periwinkle and you can deadhead it, or you could decide to gamely go along with a sport of garden germination, if you like. But if you do, I think it would be a shame for your partner to come across any unruly or untidy bushes, if you know what I mean. Important to know, I think, what sort of a bush you have growing in your garden, whether it's fast or slow growing. I mean, Liz, what do you say in your garden? Do you have a fast or a slow growing bush?
Luxuriant.
Oh, luxuriant. A round of applause. Yes. Well, I imagine if it's luxuriant, it is a fast growing bush. Let me help you with the varieties. They are the Crocker's Furnace, the Tuftus labialis, take your time with that one. And lastly, my favourite, the Pubis out of controllers. Might you have one of those, Liz?
It's firmly in control.
I would have guessed the Pubis out of controllers for you, actually. And the reason I say that is because I've just noticed a slight moustache there. I'm being terribly rude. She's beautiful. She could, in fact, be a model. You could, yes. She's quite a hairy one. Yes. So when you get home tonight, maybe let's just get the garden trimmers out and the lawnmower and just tidy things up a bit. Right, lovely. Let's just have one last question, I think, now before we have a bit more music. This lovely lady over here, yes.
Yeah, it's about the kids.
The kids, lovely.
So annoying. They keep coming home from school.
It's so annoying when they do that, don't they? They only just stay all night.
They're coming home from school and they're using anagrams like BFF, OMG.
Yes, I know what you mean. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, BTW. Oh gosh, it's infuriating, isn't it? Yes, my children do the same. Look, I've got the solution. What you do, you see, is you fight fire with fire, and you come up with some anagrams of your own, which is what I've done, which I used to wrong foot my daughter. The first is INMOM. I'm not made of money. I think you'll have to use that quite a lot, won't you? The second one is YNMFC. You're not my favourite child. And lastly, YFIYRD, your father isn't your real dad.